Bizarrely, the most affordable, best value electric car in the United States is also the one that has no backlog and has 4 months of oversupply right now. Bizarre, but true. Hello my friends and welcome to the channel. I am the Electric Viking and it's great to see you. Another day on planet Earth and yet another weird thing going on here. This is pretty strange, you've got to admit. An incredibly affordable, incredibly good value electric car unfortunately does not qualify for the United States tax incentives. $7,500 off the price of this car would make it an absolute bargain. Come on, government, get your act together. Bring in this new electric vehicle compensation package or whatever you got to do. Just make it happen. Because frankly, my friends, this thing is a good bargain even without that. Now, the Chevy Bolt EV and the Bolt EUV have been discounted because GM has apparently 4 months of supply sitting in dealerships right now. Now, obviously, your particular dealership may not have any stock, but this is a general figure from Cox Automotive who do the numbers on this stuff. They're saying there's 4 months of supply right now for the Bolt EV and more than 2 months for the Bolt EUV. So if you want one of these, just walk into a dealer. Well, not any dealer. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to find a dealer with one of them, but good chance a dealer near you will have one, and go buy one because, frankly, they're actually an incredibly good deal. And I can't see you losing much on resale value over the next few years if you decide to sell it in a couple of years' time. Back from an embarrassing production halt due to faulty batteries, the 2022 and 2023 Chevrolet Bolt EUV and Bolt make a very good case for being the best affordable electric vehicles anywhere in the United States. And you can add Australia and New Zealand to that list as well. But unfortunately, we can't buy them because General Motors decided it didn't want anything to do with the Australian or the New Zealand market a couple of years ago. Deep price cuts and appealing features, including up to 252 miles on a fully charged battery, make them appealing alternatives to flashier, more expensive EVs like the Cadillac Lyriq, the Ford F-150 Lightning, and, pretty much every other EV available on the market in the US right now. I mean, clearly the Bolt and the Bolt EUV are the most affordable EVs in the US, especially based on price to range. How much money you pay for the actual range you get make them an absolute bargain. There's just no questioning that fact. GM has reduced the price of a Bolt small car by $6,000 and cut the slightly larger SUV style Bolt EUV by $6,300. These new prices will be reflected on the sticker on 2023 models, but the same discount comes off the price of the remaining 2022 models as well. Well, that's assuming that your local General Motors dealership actually charges MSRP. A lot of them don't, unfortunately, but if yours doesn't, find another one. You'll probably find one that will. Now, unlike EVs that brag about months-long waiting lists, keeping customers waiting, saying that that's a good thing, which obviously it's not, you can probably walk out of a dealership with either the EV Bolt or the Bolt EUV today, pretty quickly if you're in the US. Cox Automotive says that Chevy has a 4-month supply of Bolt EUVs and 2-month supply of the smaller Bolt on hand. That's crazy. How is that even possible? I don't get it. Why are people not buying these? I'm missing something. Clearly, I'm missing something. Americans, come on. What's going on here? Let me know in the comment section below. Email me, whatever. I don't know, but this is crazy. Now, this makes the Bolt a very good first car or second car, for many people to get started with an EV. People who don't want to pay a premium for the latest battery technology. Now, the Bolt clearly doesn't have the latest battery technology. Not even close, but who cares? I mean, for this price, you wouldn't expect that, would you? And it's pretty good. Now, the Bolt was a big source of news when it first debuted as a 2017 model, sweeping major awards including North American Car of the Year and Free Press Car of the Year. The Bolt EUV, which is only a tiny bit bigger and styled to look like a small SUV, I've got to admit it does look a lot better than the Bolt, doesn't offer all-wheel drive though, debuted in 2021. It was the first Chevy to offer General Motors' revolutionary Super Cruise hands-free highway driving assistant. It's still the least expensive vehicle with this system by a wide margin. That, in my view, is something that people don't even mention. I'm surprised about that. It's a pretty good feature. Now, the Bolt looks just like another compact small hatchback. It's not particularly good looking, but it's a couple of inches shorter than a Kia Soul and with a little bit less character. Now, General Motors say they developed their electric Bolt EUV to offer a little more kind of styling pizzazz to boost sales of this car. The EUV is visually distinctive. It's 6.3 inches longer, even though somehow the interior space is not really any bigger, fractionally wider and taller with styling tweaks that make it look more substantial and increase passenger space, very marginally. Prices for the 2023 Bolt and Bolt EUV start at $25,600 US and $27,000 respectively. All prices exclude destination charges, but right now there's actually a whole bunch of other discounts you can get on these vehicles depending on what state, territory you're in. Some places in the US you can get them for about $19,000 US, which is crazy. All Bolts come with a 65 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery, pretty big battery pack. A 200 horsepower electric motor drives the front wheels. Starting with the 2022 model year, all Bolts can accept DC fast charging in addition to the original model's 240 volt capability. The Bolt has an EPA estimated range of 252 miles. On a full charge, the EUV does only 5 miles less, 247 miles. A full charge at 240 volts takes about 7 hours, perfect for overnight charging at home, which is the way that most people around the world, 95% of us actually charge in the real world. We just charge at home pretty much all the time, almost all the time. Now you can get up to 95 miles of range in 30 minutes at a DC fast charger, but that's much slower than new EVs. The Bolt and the EUV can only accept DC fast charging up to 55 kilowatt, while new EVs can charge at 150, 190, and even up to 350 kilowatt theoretically, but in the real world, closer to 250. Now the EUV actually comes with 7 speakers, a Bose audio, which is a pretty impressive audio system, Super Cruise, panoramic power sunroof, navigation, obviously Super Cruise navigation, so that's pretty good, 10.2 inch touchscreen, wireless charging, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, push button start, pedestrian assist, and automatic braking. Heated front seats as well, power driver's seat, 17-inch wheels, LED headlights, and running lights. It's spec'd extremely well at the base. You don't have to pay extras to get all this stuff like you do with Audi or Mercedes or, many other models. It comes standard, very well spec'd. So why is GM discounting these so heavily? Good question. I'm wondering this myself, but probably because of the bad PR they received for the car, which led to demand pretty much crashing through the floor. And now, a few of them did set fire to themselves in GM dealerships and in people's garages, but there wasn't many. I think it was about 11. And frankly, the reality is, they're still good cars. The other problem with these cars, though, is that the Bolt's most direct competitors, which are the Nissan Leaf and the Hyundai Kona Electric, both still qualify for the $7,500 tax credit that comes off the sticker price. Crazy, right? Nissan, Hyundai from South Korea and Japan get money. The American government is basically financing the Japanese and South Korean automotive industry. It's insane. GM no longer qualifies for that tax credit. Paradoxically, because it's sold too many EVs. So the US government is punishing EV automakers, or like Tesla, for selling too many EVs. That's basically what's happening right now. Now, the credit phases out after an automaker sells 200,000 electric cars. It expires because it was intended to encourage automakers to build EVs. The assumption was that after selling 200,000, they wouldn't need any more convincing. But the effect is that the automakers that began making EVs early are penalized versus latecomers like Toyota and Hyundai, and Nissan even to some degree as well. Only GM and Tesla have sold that many EVs so far. Toyota is likely to hit the ceiling later this year because these tax credits have also applied to plug-in hybrids. President Joe Biden proposed raising the cap to encourage more people to buy EVs, but a Senate caucus basically eliminated that from happening. Now, on top of that slight disadvantage, the Bolt's styling, its batteries, and its electronics are a little bit out of date with newer EVs coming from, say, Tesla and Hyundai. GM developed the Bolt on the assumption that EV buyers wanted modest little vehicles that maxed out on efficiency, not style or luxury, which is why I think it's so good and it makes so much sense in my view. It only took a decade watching Tesla build electric sports cars and buying and hyping its super fast ludicrous mode for the rest of the auto industry to figure out that's not the case. The result, today's crop of fast and gorgeous Lucid and Cadillac luxury cars, 1,000 horsepower Hummer EVs, and $90,000 Ford F-150 Lightning Platinums, well, they're in huge demand. Now, compounding all this problem is the bad PR that GM got from the fires in the battery packs, which are currently still being replaced now. Now, is this car safe? Well, you should be. You should be fine. I think so. Now, let's have a look at the safety features. Automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, blind spot alert, cross traffic alert, automatic high beams, lane keeping alert and assist, following distance indicator, forward collision alert, adaptive cruise control, and super cruise. Now, like I said, this car is an actual bargain. And honestly, I think the battery issues are sorted. You're not going to have any more problems. Well, let's hope so. Well, let's hope so anyway. In my view, this is the bargain that no one is buying right now in the US. And frankly, they should be. Thank you for watching.